Yeah, so this video is on why you should cut before you bulk and not the opposite way around, which is the mainstream for bodybuilding, for the pros. And so I'll just start off saying the pros are in a completely different situation. Most of them stay lean year round anyway, and they got to, like, we're talking about, above 20% body fat. Like the pros, they're below 20% even in the off season, and then they're just using a shit ton of drugs and diuretics and all sorts of shit to really dehydrate down and just get crazy shredded for just a short period of time, and then they rebound because they only need to be as lean as possible for that one day, and then they don't give a shit afterwards. So it's for most people, that advice would just be like, why would you want to get lean for one day? But yeah, so the main reason why you want to get low body fat before bulking up or let's say building muscle, not just bulking up, is basically because your hormones work better when you're at 15% body fat or lower, and that's for guys, and for girls maybe it's about 20% body fat, and that's just like a healthy body fat. So you can be lower than that, but typically if you're much higher than that, like, your body's just going to be clogged up, backed up, is just going to, like, your insulin sensitivity isn't going to be as great, and just a whole bunch of things. So that actually impacts how you feel, how you perform in the gym when you're pushing the weight, and how you recover as well. You're not going to recover as well if your body fat's too high, because not only health-wise is it going to be harder to recover and have as much energy, but also the actual body fat will aromatize your naturally produced testosterone into estrogen. So if you want the least amount of your testosterone getting turned into estrogen, then you want to have a lower body fat. So bringing your body fat down to 15%, and try and be realistic about it. Don't think that your body fat is don't think you're like 15% body fat when you're 25% or 30% or even 20%. Like, really put the work in to bring that body fat down, and that's through just doing really good hardcore cardio. You can do a bit of a weight session or whatever once every 2 weeks. Try and maintain a bit of the muscle so you don't just get super skinny fat or lose heaps of muscle. But you can even gain muscle in that process. I would recommend, if you're losing weight and you do want to go to the gym, then go once a fortnight, because you're not going to lose any muscle going once a fortnight. Typically, your muscle fully recovers over 2 weeks, and you're at your strongest again after 2 weeks. But yeah, so that's just for maintaining muscle. Focus on the really hardcore VO2 sessions. So VO2 max, which you basically want to do. General rule for beginners, they can do a bit more intervals at a lower amount of time. So maybe 5 minutes with 5 intervals, and you have a 5-minute break in between. And this is going all out as hard as you can. And then as you get better, like maybe three intervals of 7 minutes or 6 minutes, and with 6 or 7 minute breaks in between. And if you're really elite level, maybe 2 sessions of 8 minutes, 2 intervals of 8 minutes, and you're done. Really high quality sets, but that's a good way to really kickstart the weight loss, is doing them short interval sessions. If you're not too heavyweight, doing a bit of running. If you're under 90 kilos, you can do a little bit of jogging. If you can get them sessions in. yeah, also like I would avoid doing too much threshold work. For sure, you can, if you have a really good climb that's 20 to 30 minutes threshold training, you can do a TT, which it's pretty good. It can just be a bit demanding on your recovery system compared to the VO2 max interval sessions. But it's definitely, you don't want to skip it. Really good at teaching you how to push hard for a long time and endure. It really takes you into that deep zone where you feel a lot of pain for quite a while. So, the 5K running times, or if you have a really good cycling climb that goes for 20 or 30 minutes, that's great. And then also really long rides. Trying to get them longest distance rides or longest distance walks as well. If you want to try walk 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, ride a bike 100 kilometers, that's a good goal for anyone that hasn't done it yet, is to try and ride 100 Ks. My PB for the longest ride I've done is 260 kilometers in a day, and yeah, it felt pretty fun. And also with the longer distance rides, if you want to, burn fat, because you just burn fat from the oxygen that you breathe the whole time. It's not even calories in, calories out. Doesn't matter how many calories you eat. Just from doing them long rides, you're going to be burning a shit ton of oxygen that just burns body fat. Especially if you're in zone 1 or 2. You want to stay in zone 1 or 2. Because that's also going to, take less impact on your recovery ability. If you're doing these long ass rides in like zone 3 or 4, which is like threshold, like it's like putting the pace down, going hard. Your recovery is gonna be you're gonna be pretty thrashed. So I recommend on the long rides, just take it nice and easy, go cruisy, enjoy the scenery. The slower you can go, the better, basically. I've always heard that the best professional athletes know when to hold back from doing too much, so that is a big one on them really long rides. If your goal is to burn fat and just keep riding day after day, it's gonna be taking it as slow as possible, and avoiding you're gonna breathe a shit ton of oxygen. Main thing is just avoiding chafing. So them long rides, getting a comfy saddle, and just a really good comfy saddle, good bike fit, avoiding chafing, good clothing choices, chamois cream, getting out of the saddle. That's what's going to save you the most. But yeah, just getting out there. Yeah, so I'd recommend like that. That's a good way to lose weight, and eating low fat, high carbohydrate diet. You definitely you're going to be in struggle town if you're on keto or low carb. Just see the starvation nation on that one. And you're just gonna rebound, and it's just gonna fuck you up, And if you're eating too much fat with your carbs, it's just your insulin's gonna be all fucked up, and nobody wants to not eat carbs. So it's just the optimal for it. It's the same for losing weight, low fat, high carb. For building muscle as well, low fat, high carb. Like all the pros, would smash the carbs. Really helps you stay strong, so it keeps you strong on the bike when you want to burn fat. Keeps you strong in the gym when you want to build muscle. And and you also, if you don't have good cardiovascular fitness, once you start going to the gym and you got better cardio, you're gonna not gas out as quick while you're lifting weights. So it's gonna allow you to push harder in the gym, be more focused and more strong, really, and it's gonna increase your recovery ability as well. So once you leave the gym, your body's just sending blood everywhere because it's got the cardiovascular fitness, and it's not just the strength. So it's win-win really. But I think I covered most of the points why losing weight before you try and gain muscle is an advantage. Other ones that can just be injury prevention. If you're really if you're really fat, you're gonna have lower back problems, neck problems, all sorts of problems that come with being overweight as well. You're gonna avoid potentially getting stretch marks from if you start lifting the weights correctly, doing 6 reps and 6 reps to failure, and then it's you're gonna build muscle pretty quick. So you have potential of getting stretch marks here in the armpit area, which stretch marks can be for life. So you want to avoid them. And it's a high visible area if guys are getting stretch marks here. But if you're overweight and you gain a lot of muscle very fast, you can get stretch marks. So it can be good also to decrease the body fat before building muscle to reduce the chances of that as well. But yeah, I think I covered up all the bases there pretty much. And yeah, just check out my other videos if you want to hear any other tips. Just a whole bunch of random shit. So keep watching.
Why were you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated? Because no, sir. I'll tell you why. Because you're not filtering the goddamn water.